Karl's waiting on us at the wrong place.
It's happened before.
That.
Where is everybody?
Hey, listen. Sometimes there's a lot of things going on, and people lose track of where they're supposed to be. And
take notes.
I said I was sorry.
All right, let's go.
All right. You want to do it? I'll do it. Welcome back to the Bar Talk Cast. I am Andy of Inebriart, and joined always by Karl Heine of Tolson's Tap and Tavern in Pembroke and New World Tavern in Plymouth, where we are today. Thank you for letting us record, Karl.
Always a pleasure.
That was a fucking shit ton of shit to say about you.
Yeah, that's all right.
And Dan Mahoney from Stats in South Boston.
Way less words for me.
Yeah. And Andrew from Artisan Pig, new restaurant in Plymouth here.
Yes, how we doing?
Welcome back to the show. We had you on, in high COVID, when I think we could just start hanging around other people, and you were just about to open.
Yes, or so we thought, but then happened, but we are open now.
So, how's things going down there?
Overall, I guess pretty good. I don't know what to expect based on, we had COVID and then inflation/recession going on. So we're doing.
That's one of those, you feel like if you can make it successful in these times, then
Yeah, but it's not as fun these times because you got to put so much work into making your place successful. I mean, you got lack of help, you got lack of customers, you've got an overabundance of anxiety. So even if you make it work in this time frame, how long is this time frame going to last?
Sure.
Right. I mean, everything's so expensive. Everyone is so expensive. I mean, you got people walking in demanding $25 for, with almost no experience. That's more than I made, and as a chef, as a sous chef at many restaurants that I worked at, and it's just crazy.
And that's one of those things that have popped up frequently on the podcast, and in Vegas, Chef Duffy talked about it, and it's I think that's the knee-jerk reaction is I didn't make that when I was and it's hard to kind of separate yourself, but it's that's almost like a bad comparison, I think.
Right, and
it's I could be oh, my first job paid me $6.50 an hour.
That's true, and it's not that I have a problem paying it. I will happily pay it, but
it just makes it hard.
It also, you realistically have to have some sort of experience and, be able to handle the workload and be able to do it if you're getting paid that much. On the other side, too, you would have to have a shift from the customers to really start understanding that, if we're going to be paying $24, $25 an hour, plus this and that, the cost of food is, drink is inevitably going to go up.
I think minimum wage now in Massachusetts is what, $15?
It'll be $15 in December.
So $15. So you're paying $15 to, let's say, a dishwasher. Okay? Little high school kid comes in, washes the dishes, you got to pay him $15. Now, the cooks are saying...
An hour, Karl.
An hour.
Yeah.
Now they're saying, the cooks are saying, now that guy's making close to my wage, and all he does is wash dishes. I want to raise.
Yeah.
So then you got to pay your cooks more. Then you got to pay your cooks more. You got to pay your sous chef more. You got to pay your sous chef more. You got to pay your chef more. So it's not like I'm only raising the people that aren't making $15 to $15. Right. You have to raise everybody in the restaurant based on their ability and their position within. So now you're paying probably $3,000 more
in payroll. Sure.
In payroll.
Yeah.
And you get yelled at when you have to charge $15 for a cheeseburger.
Right.
I have to just to stay alive.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I'm paying this guy $15.
It's crazy. I've seen so many prices, even just in, fast food. I went and grabbed a cheeseburger because I was on the way from, I can't remember the hell I was going, but I ran through a fast food drive-in, and they were $14, and I'm like,
am I at a rest stop right now?
I'm this is a Big Mac. What?
Right.
It was crazy. But, I mean, it's just kind of... The unfortunate thing is you raise the minimum wage, which leads to the prices going up, which then makes the minimum wage not buy...
It's not relevant.
It's just, so it's just a circular...
There's way bigger problems to address, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's also if you can find a dishwasher for $15 an hour.
Not a lot of people coming in interviewing, that's for sure.
So, but no, It's been fun. It's been a ride. You know, there's days where I'm scratching my head walking up and down the street, wondering where everyone is, and then I see Karl's got a band playing at 3 p.m, and everyone's in here dancing, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just come down here instead. The restaurant's doing just fine without me right now. And then there's days where it's just like, well, okay, the entire town of Plymouth came out and wanted pizza today, so you know, it's been fun.
And the one thing you learn is you never be able to figure it out. When people are coming in, why they're coming in, why they're not coming in. You think you know.
Yeah.
And you can look up last year's and 5 years ago and what they did on the holiday, and then it's so different that it almost doesn't matter. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if you really want people to come into your business, cut your staff down. Because everybody comes in when you don't have enough staff. And if you keep everybody, you don't get anybody.
Nope,
so that's our rule.
Yeah,
if you really want to be busy, cut everybody.
Weekday lunches getting crushed. And we had one person on, so I'm sitting there making pizzas, running out, running food, taking orders, running back, making more food. So I'm like, this is dumb. We need to put on a second person. We put on a second person, not a single person walks in for lunch.
Yep.
It's just...
Yeah, it's... I always joke at the beer cellar, like, if I get lunch, that's when we get busy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the second you're trying to do anything. Or,
Yep.
That's it, too. I got a server. It'll be dead. She'll order food, and as soon as her food hits the window,
it just
every
sits there.
single person walks in.
Yep.
So, I never win. But
what has been the biggest unexpected surprise so far in your year and a half since you've opened? Because you, for the people who didn't catch your first episode, go back and listen to that episode. But you, if I remember right, you signed the lease for your building like 3 weeks before quarantine kicked in?
yeah, something like that.
So you opened through COVID.
Yes, so we opened December of 2020. So we did COVID and then everything else. The biggest surprise, I don't know. Maybe the cost of everything right now. Truly. It's awesome to see everybody coming out and everyone, packing the restaurant and the patios and the reviews. All that stuff is awesome. It's humbling, but it's just really trying to wrap my head around like how do you continue to be successful when everything just costs so much money. It's just there's only so much I can charge for a pizza before people are like, no, I'm not paying that. So just trying to wrap my head around prices.
What do you got, Karl? Well, you just opened Tolson's.
I did.
Granted, you didn't open it in the height of COVID, but I mean, there's still...
I would say the biggest surprise is how big let's say opportunity it was to open it, and how much it really... I thought my second place would be easier. I think the second place was harder.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I know more than I did, so now I'm concentrating on things that I never did, or just because it's a new restaurant and you think that you're going to hire people that are in the industry, and the hiring process was brutal, and you get a lot of young kids who are willing to work, but they just don't know. So you have to stay on them all the time just to make sure that they're doing the right thing, because they don't know what the wrong thing is.
Yeah.
In the kitchen and out on the floor. So it's I don't want to say babysitting because that sounds insulting, but it really is.
It's kind of a curse and a blessing, though, because I got some young talent that I can really help shape and build and teach and train them the way that, I think they should operate in the way that works for our restaurant. Where, if you have someone with experience, you don't quite have to do that. But sometimes you lose, like when you have someone with a lot of experience, they're set in their ways, and if you don't want it done that way, then it's going the other way and being like, no, that's not how we do it here. But like you said, I think it is a lot of watching over and being like, no, that's not right, or this is why.
Right, this is the way we do it here,
Yeah.
People that come in are so used to their own ways. And when they come into a new place, they're like, well, that's not how we did it at our old place. Well, this is the way we do it here at Tolson's. I mean,
yeah,
you can either work here or not. And I think that with a lot of the young people today, and when I'm talking young, I'm talking, about 20 years old, that come in that maybe have worked at a coffee shop here or a breakfast place there, that are coming into a full-service restaurant, and there's other people there that may be older than them and more experienced. They don't take the experienced people and learn from them. They're more push-off to say, that person doesn't like me and she's yelling at me all the time. Well, they're not yelling at you. They're correcting you because you're not doing it the right way. And then they get offended because you told them that they weren't doing it the right way. So I think there's a little generation gap between the experienced personnel that I have and the brand new people.
Yeah.
And that sometimes there's a wall in between. And now the experienced people don't want to deal with the younger people because they're not listening to them. It's, I don't know, it just kind of blows up. And then it blows over, and then it blows up again. Then it blows over, and
Right.
I'll go outside and cry.
That's what the new patio
I thought that's
is.
what the walk-in
Cry
freezer
stable.
was for. Do you think that, say, 5-10 years down the road, that... So there's no secret that a lot of people left kind of the restaurant industry because of COVID and were found other jobs and other careers and whatever. Do you think 5-10 years down the road those people are going to come back? Do you think these new people are going to
Listen, I have no opinion, and I'll tell you why. Because I thought this far away from COVID that things would be back to normal, and they're still not.
Yeah.
Especially with getting employees and the help, that I can't even guess what 5 years from now it's going to be.
Robots.
robots?
I'm hoping.
I mean, I think there was a shift starting before COVID, and COVID really just amplified it. In my prior job, I constantly had people reaching out looking for help and stuff, and we didn't have people to recommend anymore.
It's not only in the restaurant industry; it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a Instagram influencer.
But
TikTok star.
even talking about the minimum wage, it's that. And I don't want to be misquoted. I think everyone should make a living wage. But, back in my day, there were jobs that weren't a career job. They were like a job that kids had.
Right.
And now, through the way life has changed, people are trying to make a living at these jobs. And, I'm just off the top of my head thinking of like a fast food cashier. And they're like, oh, we want a living wage. Fine, you should deserve a living wage. But if you raise that minimum wage to the point where the company's like, well, we're not making money, we're just going to put in self-serve kiosks, it's like,
right.
I could have told you that was going to happen. That's
right. Well, I guess the other question though is what truly is that livable wage?
Yeah,
because that is dependent on whatever your lifestyle is, and sure, there's some amount of money that you need in order to pay rent and this and that and find housing and everything. But again, it's once you have everyone at that living wage, then it might ultimately cost more. So again, now your prices are going to raise and everything else is going to start going up so it's just this cyclic cycle that, keep raising prices, keep raising wages, keep raising prices, keep raising wages.
And then people aren't coming out because they don't want to spend $200 going out for a couple of beers and a burger.
And I think it's almost looking at like a tail wagging the dog kind of thing. Like if housing was cheaper, then your living wage would be lower. And, Plymouth is a perfect example. We're pricing out our staff. If you work for Karl, making $15 an hour washing dishes, you can't live in Plymouth.
Right.
So then it becomes like, well, can you live in Kingston? Okay, then now you're getting priced out of Kingston too. So how far away is that guy going to drive to make $15 an hour washing dishes? So you're pricing out your staff. So how do you fix it?
All right, you can't fix it. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't realize I was making a point where no one was going to say anything.
Yeah,
Usually they tell me I'm stupid.
I mean, you are stupid, Andy, but not for that point.
All right, Karl. Talk about something fun. Pizza.
Pizza.
What's the best flavor?
Pizzas don't have flavors; they have styles.
All right, what's the best style?
I think wood-fired's the answer you're looking for.
I was thinking. I suppose my question should have been what's the best topping, because that's really what it is.
Oh. What's the best topping on a pizza?
Yeah.
All depends on your mood.
Okay.
All depends on your mood. I'm a firm believer in pineapple on a pizza, but I don't get pineapple on the pizza every single time I get pizza.
Yeah.
I like pepperoni. Sometimes.
I think Hawaiian pizza's great. Are you, Dan? I feel like you have
anti-Hawaiian
to.
pizza
Okay, I was
guy.
gonna say I feel like you have to have an opinion on this.
Yeah, we had our whole last episode.
Oh, that's right.
Us picking
that
fights
was
with
like
pizza
a month
people.
ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But pizza to me is like beer. I like to try different ones every time I go in.
I like
sometimes the funkier the better. Sometimes the plainer the better.
I like when I go to a place the first time. I like to try something simple, pepperoni, bacon, because I feel like that gives you they make good pizza. Not I just ordered the weird pizza that I don't particularly like.
Yep.
Right.
It takes just one topping to ruin the whole pizza.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you don't like that one.
Like broccoli.
Or just be like, I don't even know what that aioli is, and
Yep.
Well, it also makes me funny when people order and then they send something back and they're just like, "Oh, I didn't realize that was that," and I'm like, "Well, it's 2022, I think, if I remember right. Look at your phone,
Google it. Yeah.
Yep.
ask your server. I don't know what this ingredient is. Can you tell me what it is?" And that way you don't get the surprise of, "Oh, I don't actually eat meat." Like,
Right.
okay, well, you would have asked. It's right there on the menu for you. So,
Do you? So, I'd say gourmet pizza is kind of.
sure.
Where do you come up with your ideas for toppings? Got it, Carl.
Honestly, I have a bunch of staff that just write down pizza ideas all day and on little pieces of paper and hand them to me, and then if I see something that looks good, we try it out.
And do they get a commission?
Not really.
No.
We've talked about doing contests where you put like two pizzas up against each other, and the winner gets something, whether it's a $15 gift card to come get a beer here at New World Tavern or something fun. But certainly something that would be fun, not only for the staff, but the guests get to come in and have a say and be like, "This is the one that we want."
Yeah,
So-
I think that's a great way to build engagement amongst your staff because who doesn't like to trash talk?
Right.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, nice pizza last week. Why don't you sell one?"
Don't try that Andy guy's pizza.
yeah.
No, we've got so Andrew's Old Fashioned and Sam's Painkiller on the menu. We got our cocktail license or our liquor license, so we've got the full-blown liquor license. And I started off crushing her, just like absolutely, and then she started posting about her painkiller online, and now every week she's sending me screenshots of sales and being like, "Ha, I'm winning, blah, blah, blah." all right.
I've seen those Instagram posts.
I was gonna say, I honestly didn't even know you did a full bar now.
Yes, we just
been a
started
while since I've been in
like
there.
2 months ago.
Okay,
and a half
I don't
ago.
feel so bad now.
So, pretty recent.
Yeah, nice.
So,
I think it's good to give the employees an incentive, something like that. Even if it's not a prize at the end of the rainbow, at least, like Andy said, you can trash talk.
Yeah.
Put two drinks against each other, 2 pizzas, 2 wing sauces.
What's something too,
but
like
that's
when you
It's
say it's
even
mine.
As simple as being like, "I'll buy your dinner tonight." if
Right.
you win."
Yep.
And
Right.
that goes a long way.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, it makes them have a little bit of pride and start, going on to Instagram or whatever. And not that they should be thinking about their job all the time, but it's just this. Once you kind of put that seed in, that the ideas just start to kind of come organically. And
Well, I think it's fun too. Like, one thing I try and ask my staff is like, "What is it that you like to do? What excites you?" And blah blah blah. I have a high school kid who's going for photography and graphic design or something like that, and I'm just like, "Do you want to do like food photography videos for us here and stuff?" And she got all excited. She was like, "I have an awesome camera. Let's go." So it's just trying to find what motivates, almost back to the younger kids from earlier. What motivates these younger kids, and how do you tap into some of their passions to, get them to do the job that you need them to do, but also excite them to be like, this
Yeah.
is what I'm interested in. This is how I'm contributing to the restaurant.
and it's amazing for them because it gives them some experience, but also a credit
Right.
that they can be like, "Oh, I did the food photography for Artisan Pig,"
Yeah.
or "I worked for Karl and I didn't kill anybody."
Shirts. 'Cause, I just talked to Jess, and she was proud she didn't kill someone.
Jess is still
There's
over there
only
crying.
one person my employees want to kill, okay?
Carl.
Yeah, I thought we just said that.
Oh, yeah.
You're somebody.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's the nicest thing Andy's ever said about you.
I know. I think it is. Do we want to do some questions?
Sure.
All right.
What if we said no?
Yeah.
Podcast over.
All right. Thanks for listening. I should have pulled up the questions before I said that.
It's okay.
All right, but
We're all used to.
I was gonna say it's not your first time.
Yeah.
Jennifer Whittle. Anyone who is dealing with with a CO2 shortage, how are you dealing with it? I finally used up all my CO2 and have been unable to find any. Is this a real thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's recent too.
Yeah.
So we've had a CO2 shortage where we couldn't get the tanks, but we never had a problem getting it in time.
It's made you sweat a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they'll ask you too, do you need 2 tanks? Can I just give you 1? But we're on the threshold now, I think, with it coming back, that we're not having that big of a problem. But yeah, that's the CO2 thing. It's a legitimate thing.
Yeah, I saw breweries reporting about it.
It's like sriracha. You just can't get it.
I heard about it, but
Even a sriracha
I
was
was
a
not
thing.
affected by the CO2 shortage.
There's a sriracha shortage?
Yeah, they closed the
Yes.
plant down.
Really?
Huh? Bad crop in the pepper world, I guess.
Yeah, bad crop.
No. Wow. I was gonna say, I feel like a smart investor would be selling that shit on eBay.
You know what's going up next? French fries and turkey. Bad
Why?
crop of potatoes coming up.
Okay.
And they had to kill all the turkeys a couple of months ago for some flu.
Just in time for Thanksgiving.
And it takes
man.
it takes too long to raise a turkey.
Raise
It's
new
not like
one?
a chicken where you can kill it 3 days later.
Yeah. 3 days.
Whatever. So yeah, those are the 2 next things coming up: French fries and
French fries and potatoes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
and cranberry sauce. You can't get cranberry sauce from the food distributors these days.
Well, cranberry
You can
sauce
only
is
get
bullshit, so.
You can only get it from
It has to be the
supermarkets.
jelly
They won't
kind.
deliver it.
It's all trash.
Only stores.
What about grapefruit juice? Have you had that?
Yeah, we've had that
shortage?
problem
It's the
too.
randomest
Grapefruit
thing
juice,
ever.
yeah.
Also, it's terrible, so who cares? But
Have you had any shortages in the pizza?
We fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. Sorry.
No, but have you run into anything in the past year and a half? I mean,
as far as
like
all
these
over the
surprise
place.
shortages.
Yeah, it's just
It
every
just
week
seems
they
so
send you-
random.
Well, you should see it more than anybody else because you have 1,000 different toppings. So there must be
They
something
try.
every week that you just can't get.
They just every week it truly is something new.
Yeah.
But again, it's also more of like, what are you willing to pay? Like, butter went from $70-$80 a case to $140 a case. Flour $15 to $30 a bag. It's wild. So you either can't get it or you can get it, but it's like through the roof.
That's nuts. Yeah, I remember one day I went into the grocery store to get cooking spray. The whole shelf just empty.
Yeah.
No rhyme, no reason. All right, this one is from Karen Perdomo. Has anyone changed their business model from full service? With a staffing issue, I want to move to a model where customers order up front and just have a couple of runners. I have alcohol, so I don't know how people will respond.
They do have alcohol. They don't.
Sorry, they don't. No. Jesus Christ, my eyesight is terrible. I have alcohol. Sorry.
I would say that's not a bad idea if you can pull it off
yeah.
because you're going to save a lot of money. People are going to save money because they really don't have to tip now because
Sure.
they're ordering it at the table. Or if you call up number 52 and they come up and get it, they're not usually tipping.
Yeah.
So people can save 20% right off the bat. But it's tough for the customers because sometimes they want that interaction, and that's why they're going out. They don't want that cafeteria style.
Yeah,
food.
I think it would
Yep.
really depend on your style of restaurant.
Right.
you
But if
know?
you can't get the staff, it's not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really cool place up in Maine, Portland, Maine, the Thirsty Pig, and it's kind of counter-style sausages and things like that. That's what we were kind of looking at, but I'd rather have the full service experience when I go out. So I think part of it, too, depends on what kind of food you're serving. Is it food that lends itself to that kind of, just order up and get it at the table, or are you more of a, entree-driven type place? Because then it...
Yeah, like you can't do
Right.
fine
Yeah,
dining.
you're not going to do like 3 courses.
Yeah. You go and pick up your own flambe. Rocky Alexander. What's the secret to keeping spinach from wilting and getting wet? I feel like...
Don't put it in water.
Okay. But...
Microwave it.
Well, I feel like...
No, I'm just kidding.
It says, what is the secret to keeping spinach from wilting and getting wet?
Buy it more often and don't buy too much.
I was going to say, I feel like the only way to keep it from wilting would be
Yeah, buy
moisture.
less.
Yeah, so just buy less more often. Recommendations. Oh, no, that's not. Sorry. All right, we have So this is Brothers Italian Restaurant, and says, what to do with kids don't behave and annoying other customers, and they parents not give shit. Wow, this person like writes like I read. I'm Italian, and sometimes be polite doesn't work for me.
So what happens here at New World?
Yes.
And we're family accessible, but we're not family friendly.
Yep.
Families are more than welcome. But if there's a couple of kids running around throughout the tables and everything, I first tell the kids, hey, you guys got to sit down. And if they don't sit down, I go to the parents and say, hey, guys, you can't have your kids running around. I got people carrying hot trays of food and alcohol, and I don't want anybody tripping or whatever. And if that doesn't work, then I go over and tell because I've had one parent say, well, they don't listen to me. I said, well, maybe they'll listen to me. And I'll go over to the kids and I'll say, sit down. And then they always go and sit down.
I have a 1.5
right,
and a
Jess?
3-year-old.
That's no lie.
Yeah.
So they literally just run up and down the restaurant all day. So it's kind of hard to tell people. But when I hear kids crying that aren't mine, it's like drives me
Nails on a
crazy.
chalkboard.
Yeah, so I guess if other kids are misbehaving, I get frustrated by it. But my kids are literally running up and down the aisles when they're there. So
don't. I mean, if you bring them to New World, Carl's going to yell at
So
them.
don't have to
so my kids don't come to New Orleans.
I don't even feel like this is an issue at Stats, is it?
We only have children there.
But I mean, it always amazes me where people will bring their kids. And it's just like it's not not every place.
We've said this 1,000 times on this podcast. When I was having kids, there was no small breweries. And now I go to these small breweries, and there's kids running around, there's dogs, and I say to my wife, why would you bring your kid to a brewery?
Yeah.
And then I think, well, if they were around when I was bringing my kids around, I would definitely bring my kids to the brewery.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I say it on one hand, why do they do that? Only because I never had the opportunity. And then if I go back to think if I had the opportunity, I'd be doing the same thing. But sometimes I do like a brewery, and there's a few around here, I forget which ones do it and which ones don't, that they have, after 6, it's over 21.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because if you want to bring the kids for the days, that's fine.
I think Stellwagen does that, I think.
Yeah, I think that might be the one that I was thinking of. Which I think is a great idea, because sometimes I just want to go and chill and not go to a playground.
Yeah.
The later in the day with booze does not mix with kids. So.
No, who's driving home?
Yeah. Uber.
Mom and Dad are at the bar. The kids are out in the playground.
I think that's the one that baffles me the most. Is not when it's Mom and Dad and aunt and uncle are there and there's like 4 kids. It's when it's like a dad, a mom, and 3 kids. Been like, why are you even here? Like
Right.
You're clearly only here so you can drink.
Right.
And it's just I don't get it. I
get it. I just don't think it's right.
Yeah, but I feel like you can do it at home. Like if you need a beer that bad.
Have you ever heard of Lookout Farms in Natick?
No.
It's like an apple orchard, but they have a brewery. Like they have a cidery and a brewery there.
Yeah.
It's the best concept. You put the kids go get lost in a field, and you can sit there and drink. It's not really true.
There's a brewery. There's a brewery in Western Mass that we worked with that has a playroom.
Smart. Put the drunk people in there too.
And it's not for kids.
Yeah. They
They
have a nap room too.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Harvey Brow. Question here. Wanting to serve our pasta in cast iron. What is the liability of someone burning themselves on a hot cast iron? I've been to plenty of restaurants that served in cast iron.
I think it's just the same as any other
ask an
liability
attorney.
with
Yeah.
Hot plates.
other hot plates.
Yep.
I mean,
Giving someone a knife. Is
this is what we say. Don't touch the top plate. It's hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they do it immediately.
Yeah.
Every time someone hands me, and I feel like anytime someone puts down a hot plate, it's never in the right spot. Like it's either too far away from you or too close.
Listen, maybe
Well,
you're
we
in
put the
wrong
hot
spot.
plate on another plate so you can touch something.
Yeah, but I've been to places where like don't touch the plate, it's hot, and it's but cast iron.
And then they're behind the bar going, how long do you think it's going to be? It's not even hot.
Oh, I'm usually like 30 seconds after they put it down. I'm like, damn, it is hot. I'm that guy.
You can put a napkin and then move it closer.
I know, but
The little hint.
okay.
You use
Next
that
time-
beer to yours. It's long enough.
Just reach with my beard.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about liability is people can sue you for anything.
Yeah, you're liable for everything.
Yeah, you just have to try and put as many
Right.
roadblocks in the way. So I feel like just make sure your server's like, it's hot.
Yeah. And you stand there with a little spray bottle when they go to reach, you spray them. Said, no,
right in the face.
Oh man, Dan, you should work at other places too. Sorry, my phone shuts down. I have to keep opening it. All right, Jackie, do you make employees clock out and back in for paid breaks?
No.
What's a break?
That's a paid break.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if
employees
it's
now?
a paid break, you don't clock out because it's paid, right?
Correct.
Yep.
I feel like you'd clock out if it's unpaid.
Right.
But I mean, I've always thought the restaurant industry is, if it's slow, that's your break.
Right.
If it's busy, it's
That's
all right.
correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you're having a meltdown or something and you need a break, we can give you 15 minutes and cover for you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Carl's like, go outside and cry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lenient with that. I don't make people punch out for breaks, but when it's slow, if they want to go outside, if they want to go sit down and eat, I'm not really picky.
Let me ask you, and I feel like we've talked about this before, so I apologize if we have. What about a smoker? Because I feel like smokers kind of have this built-in, I need an extra break because I'm a smoker, and if you're not a smoker, you almost get punished because
that is correct.
You can't be like, well, I
Yep.
need to go out and have a cigarette. Is that?
I think it's all dependent on how you manage the business.
Yeah.
But if it's slow and they,
Yeah, I mean,
three
if it-
cooks on the line
yeah.
and it's slow and there's no tickets up and they want to smoke out in the back alley, as long as somebody's in the kitchen watching for the tickets and can call them back in, I'm okay if they take a smoke break.
Yeah, I don't care. Normally, I've got one or two kids that smoke, and they'll ask me before they go out and just say, "Hey, is now a good time?"
What if they vape in your bathroom?
How would you know?
Soon, Andy.
As long as it's not a one that's going to set off the fire alarms, then we're
Andrew's
good.
telling a story that a vape
Had
set
a-
off his fire alarm.
Yeah, my fire alarms went off a couple weeks ago because someone was vaping in the bathroom.
Really?
Yep.
Which me and Dan were surprised. I didn't realize that.
That's some sensitive.
Yeah.
I was honestly shocked, but no, it definitely smelled like some sort of tropical flavor. And when the fire department came, they said it came from right there. So I could be wrong, but I put two and two
Shut
together.
them off. That's what I do. All my fire alarms.
So that guy was here doing today, right?
Yeah.
That's right. He's
Yeah.
turn them all back on.
Yeah.
I got a couple
The
of
annual.
hours to turn them back off.
So, Andrew, do you have any... What is the difference in the fire suppression where you have a wood-fired pizza, or is there a difference?
There is no difference, no.
So that doesn't generate extra smoke, or...
No, we've got a fan up there, and
It's vented, right?
it's vented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't know, Carl. I'm asking.
Okay.
You give me a look like, that was a stupid question.
No.
Okay. Brianna... Brianna says, do you rent, lease, or own your ice machine? Where did... we're not going to help you find one, but ours is broken, and I swear everything is falling apart. I've heard more complaints about ice machines.
Yep.
Is that like the number one...
It is with us.
Yeah.
I don't care how new it
This
is,
whole
old
town.
it is. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's-
saying. Is it seems like every...
And what happens is 90% of the time it's in the kitchen, and it gets 1,000 degrees in the kitchen in the summer, and the ice just can't stay ice as
Yep.
fast as the ice can be made. So at one night you're looking all right, and then it's 90 degrees that night for the dinner.
Yeah.
You come in the next morning and you hardly have anything in there, and it just can't keep up with it. And then you have all sorts of problems if you have an event, because it always breaks down right before an event.
Oh, yeah. Or like your busiest weekend of
Yep.
all that stuff. We have 2 ice machines for that reason.
Yeah.
And we still have to buy bags of ice.
I mean, I never really thought about it. You're putting the worst appliance in the hottest room. Like,
Right.
you're putting an appliance to
Yep.
keep things frozen.
It doesn't matter where
Yeah.
you put those things suck. Like, they
do.
break
It-
so easily.
Yeah.
Like when we all lost power a couple years ago, I think everyone's ice machine got fried from like the power surge. Our little sensor froze over. Like mine broke, then Jordan's speedball. I think yours broke. It's literally like the Bermuda Triangle.
I was gonna
of
say
no
it
ice machines.
seems like it's always like this cycle. As much as people copy like
That always
everyone
happens at
does
the same
Brussels
time.
sprouts, everyone does the smash burgers, like everyone's
all
ice
break our
machine
ice
breaks,
machines.
Yeah.
everyone's AC craps out at the same time.
Yep. I think though we're lucky in Plymouth because we can go to 5-6 different restaurants and say,
Yep.
"Hey, listen, can I steal a couple of buckets of ice?"
Yeah.
yes.
So it's nice around here that you can do that. But the ice machine is the bane of my existence sometimes.
Do you have an ice company around here?
I don't even know because I usually just steal it off another rrestaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called
but none that I know of. I just go to the grocery store and buy all their ice. And
Yep.
they all get pissed. I'm like, well, sorry.
Sorry, guys. I'm having a barbecue today.
And then the guy that fixes the ice machine is always busy fixing everybody else's machine.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get lucky and they're like, hey, I'm across the street fixing their ice machine. I
Yep.
can come right over.
Do you ever wonder like how restaurants function in other towns where there's not half a dozen restaurants like within 3 blocks that you can be like,
I don't
hey,
have
need
to wonder,
borrow
and
this?
I work in those other towns.
Yeah, but I feel do you have those same struggles like trying to keep up with like because you guys do stats do food? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought they didn't. Because Dan never has us up there.
Yeah.
It's like he's ashamed of us.
It's because you guys get scared moving through Quincy. That's it. You
We
see
should do
that?
the show from South Boston.
Yeah, outside my bar in the street with the homeless guys.
They can download it. All right, one more. Jason Beater. Does anyone serve alcoholic slushies? I understand that some companies will provide the machine in exchange for you using their base. Just looking for some pointers.
Yes.
We did.
There was a
We
couple
don't
of
anymore.
questions to that, Karl. Like, yes, you do.
I don't
and-
serve them, but yes, they do. They will
Yeah.
contract out the machines for the price of.
As long as you use their product.
Yeah. Is there a certain level of commitment where you're like tied in to have to?
No, I
serve it
think
for,
that
like-
they just give it to you and then they
Open.
look at your sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that especially the mixers, can be really, really expensive depending on what you're getting.
Yes.
But yeah, we have a lot of luck with frozen drinks, so we go that route, and everybody seems to like them.
Now, do you slow down with them?
Oh yeah,
Going into yeah.
yeah. So in the winter, we might do one frozen drink, and the rest will just be like house margarita already made, pre-made drinks, so that you
Yep.
can just pour them quick and go. But we have a lot of luck with them. So, I mean, I can't imagine being an outside tiki bar and using them because
man.
it's like an ice machine again. You
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
keep it frozen.
Yeah.
and that's why everybody
Yep.
uses the what are they called?
Blender.
Yeah,
glass.
blender. There's a
Oh,
ice
the
machine
Oasis
out there.
machine?
Yeah, the Oasis
Yeah.
machine.
Oh, is that the one that just like grinds
on the top and
Yeah,
then-
yeah,
Yep.
just grinds
Yep.
the rice. Ice.
But talk about going through ice.
Yeah.
Right.
Or when you break a glass in there too, it's fun.
Why would you have a glass inside the machine?
Yeah.
I worked at a place where it had glasses overhanging.
yeah.
And all it takes is someone moving too fast and smash the stemware right into it.
Yeah,
And it'll be the time you have to fill ice while you're doing it. So
of course. Yeah.
Yep.
A friend of the show, Aubrey, I was at Lucioso's one day, and she was working the bar, and she was putting away the glassware, which hangs from the underside, or like above the bar, and she just fucking missed and like dropped all this glassware on this guy's like pizza that was there for. He might have had a bite of it, and so it just covered his whole pizza in glass. And she's like, "I'm sorry, I'll get you." Like it's just, I mean, it happens.
It does
Right.
happen. Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes
Broken
Carl
glass.
does it on purpose.
Well,
I broke glassware here when I first met Karl.
And he still let you come back in?
Yeah. We were doing a paint night.
Who do you blame it on? Jordan, right?
Fish.
Yeah,
No,
Fish.
I was
That's
literally
why Fish
standing
doesn't let
next to
it
him taking canvases out, and I wasn't paying attention. I hit the glasses above the bar. I think I broke 2 of them. All right. I think we're going to do last call.
last call.
Last call is where we go around and people can plug whatever they want to plug. I'm going to start with Dan Mahoney's like daily bitch. So,
Oh, man.
what are you going to shit on today?
I don't know. Cranberry sauce is stupid. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't know.
I feel like
I got
it's-
nothing.
Yeah.
I had the
wow.
weekend off, so I'm not fired up.
Oh,
about
so you're
anything.
not like angry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
It was last week. I would
Alright.
have had something.
Andrew, what do you got?
Oh man. I'm gonna plug Main Street, Court Street right now. Come up, check us out if you haven't yet. Get away from the waterfront. We've got some awesome food, awesome places, awesome music scenes. It's where you want to be.
Excellent. That sounds like a plan. Karl,
Yeah,
what do you
I'll
got?
say come out and eat local. Support the guys that are trying to make a living. They said there was an article in some newspaper somewhere. It's probably on the internet. Said that your biggest bang for your buck is now going out to eat, not shopping for your food at home and then cooking.
Really?
Yeah.
I read that too.
I could see that.
So come on out,
I always feel
grab
like,
a pizza for the family.
I always feel like when I
But don't put pineapple on it.
Don't put you can put pineapple on it. I'm going to give a shout out to podcast host Jordan Chabot and say congratulations. They're expecting a new baby, him and his wife Yun.
A new baby.
A new baby. Like 2020.
Not an old baby?
I think it's going to be a 2023 model. Yeah. So congratulations, Jordan Yun. And so we'll probably hear less of him.
Yeah.
But you can follow us on all social medias at Bar Talk Cast. You can email us at bartalkcast@gmail.com with your questions, complaints. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.